Think we're live. Wait a minute for someone to come on here. We hit 3,000 subs today. Kind of part of the reason why we're going live. Never done this before, so doing new things today. Trying new things every day. It's the key. Let's see. See if a couple more of you trickle in. What I was saying though is we hit 3,000 subscribers today. Stoked. 3K. Waiting for some people to come on. We got one person. Say what's up if you're watching, whoever you are. How do I see? I'm kind of learning this. I like to learn by doing. So that's what I'm doing. Learn more. Oh, don't want to do that. All right. Well, just going to get into it. So yeah, hit 3,000 subs today. Pretty stoked on that. It's just the beginning for this channel. Really haven't spent a whole lot of time on it yet because I've been super busy. I run 2 video production companies. That's my full-time gig right now. But I want to jump on YouTube and make more stuff for this platform because it's honestly more fun than running your own video production company. It's more rewarding on YouTube, building a community, getting to hang out with you guys, and really create exactly what it is that I want to create. I don't have like a client. Hey, Riley, what's up, dude? Just jumping on this live stream. Hopefully you can hear me. Never done it yet, but I was saying I learned by doing, so kind of just figuring out how this thing works. But anyways, was saying YouTube's sick because I get to create whatever I want to create, not what a client wants me to create. So hopefully get to do this more, and that's my plan for 2020. But yeah, prioritizing that in 2020. Started this channel for 3 main reasons. Number 1, kind of a selfish reason, but it was to force me to create, just get out there and make stuff more for me versus, like I said, clients. Number 2, to improve my skills by forcing myself to constantly upload a video every week, which I know I have not been doing lately. My apologies. It's been busy. But by posting content more frequently, I'm going to improve my skills because I'm constantly, creating. So that's pretty self-explanatory. And number 3 is to share the knowledge that I currently have with the interwebs, you people out there. Get the information that's out there. Hopefully someone can learn from it because honestly, that is more rewarding than getting paid to make a video for someone. I know it sounds crazy. It's kind of the dream for a lot of people is to get paid to make videos full time, which it's awesome. Super appreciative of it, but wouldn't necessarily say it's my purpose in life. So, all right, getting into it. So if you stick around to the end of this video, I have a little announcement. Hint, hint, you can win something super sick that will improve your filmmaking career. But for the bulk of this video, I'm kind of trying to figure out which camera I want to invest in that I'm going to use for pretty much all of 2020. For those of you that are familiar with taxes, when you buy gear that helps you do business, you can write those things off and not pay taxes on them. So as the end of 2019 wraps up here, I need to spend some money on gear so I don't have to give that money to the government instead. And the main cameras I'm kind of looking at now, I'm currently shooting on the GH5. It's been the workhorse. I've used it for 2 years now, but Panasonic has released the S1 and S1H, which seem pretty sick. I've also used the A7iii in the past, which is awesome. I've done reviews on it. You might my perspective on that if you've watched my videos, but I think the new S1 and the S1H basically destroy the A7iii in every single way. So I'm not really going to talk about the A7iii in this video. For me, it's kind of like with the GH5 versus the A7iii. That's a fine line. I'm not sure. Well, both are good, but they're good for different purposes. I would say hands down the S1 and the S1H destroy the A7iii in pretty much every single way. So those are my thoughts on that. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. This YouTube channel is young, guys. It's my first live stream here. Learning by doing. Don't know how this thing works, but we out here creating. So anyways, let's get into it. So the GH5 would still be an amazing camera to invest in going into 2020, and I don't think it's absolutely necessary to upgrade to the S1, the S1H. I'm kind of just sharing my thoughts that have been going through my head in wanting to purchase a new camera. I still think the GH5 is an amazing camera, 4K 60 internal. You have the 10-bit 422 internal, pretty rad. So many good, amazing video specs, as I'm sure most people know by now because we all watch a million YouTube videos about the GH5 or we own one. So going into 2020, the GH5 used, you could pick one up for like $1,000, which is insane for the amount of technology and camera you're getting. So just hanging on to your GH5, or if you don't own one yet, picking one up is probably still something wise, but for me, I have a few reasons why I do want to, I was going to say abandon, but I'm not sure if I'm going to sell the GH5 or keep it, but make that next upgrade. The main reason for me is the full frame sensor. I'm kind of just getting not tired, but I would like a change. I just like to constantly switch things up, and I want to switch from the Micro Four Thirds system, back to the full frame system like the Sonys have. I just like that nice bokeh, the depth of field that they have, especially if I'm vlogging myself. I can be really wide angle, but have a nice blurred background. Micro Four Thirds is just a little bit tough with that. That's kind of the main reason I want to switch over to the S1 over the GH5, and also the photos. I get good photos on the GH5, but they're not amazing. It's tough for me to get photos on the GH5 that even compare to the photos on the Sony A7 III in terms of that depth of field, and also just the colors, the dynamic range. I like more on the Sony as well, and a lot of that has to do with the full frame sensor. So those are my reasons why I kind of want to get rid of the Micro Four Thirds system as my main camera and switch over to the one of the S1 series. Yes, Riley, there are a lot of lenses. I wouldn't say a lot, but there's nice ones. It's a Leica amount, I believe. So if you look up Leica S1H lenses, they have a good range. They're insanely expensive. That's the only thing which I'm going to get into. I want to compare the S1 versus the S1H. Obviously, the S1 is cheaper than the S1H. I think it's like $2,500 brand new, and the S1H is $4,000 brand new. So that's one of my pros of the S1. Pick up the S1 instead of the S1H, and then you have basically money for an extra lens. So having two lenses versus one with the S1H. Anyways, we'll get into it. But the main reasons why the S1 is cheaper than the S1H is, number one, it doesn't do 6K. That's kind of the big thing with the S1H. I kind of go back and forth on it. 6K would be nice, especially for interviews. You could crop in and still have 4K. So that's really nice. But how many people are actually using that? If you're not creating content for a career, making money off of that investment, it's probably not worth it. Even if you are doing it for a living, let's be honest, most of your clients probably are not going to notice the difference between 4K and 6K cropped. Everyone's going to say that 4K is going to look better when shot in 6K and then downscaled or whatever. But we might notice as creators, but I doubt our clients are going to notice. And that's a little pro tip I'm going to slide in here, guys. Your clients don't care about your gear as much as you do. Hate to say it. For the most part, that's at least what I've seen. But yeah, there are a lot of lenses out for it. The S1 still has a full 24 megapixel full frame sensor like the S1H. It's lighter than the S1H. So if you're on the move, travel photography, it's going to be easier to carry around. But the main thing is that it doesn't do all those crazy internal codecs like the S1H does. So you won't have that 422 10-bit 400 megabit per second option, which is kind of weird because the GH5 has that option. So like they're literally just releasing a new camera, stealing that feature, only putting it in the S1H. I guess that's economics, politics, whatever. Brands are always going to do that. But then with the S1H, we're looking at $4,000 for that bad boy. And of course, you get the 6K continuous recording. There's nice fans in there that are supposedly not super loud. You can record as long as you want, unlike the Sony, where at 30 minutes it cuts off. 6K continuous. That's pretty rad, especially if you're doing interviews. And it has all those crazy codecs. Eventually, they're going to release an update where you can do where you can shoot RAW out to the Atamos Ninja V recorder, which is pretty nuts. From a little DSLR about this big, being able to shoot RAW. So that's sick. That's an update that is confirmed to be coming through Panasonic. So my personal leaning towards one or the other, the S1 or the S1H, right now, I'm kind of leaning more towards the S1 because I get to save some money. I think it's about $1,500 cheaper than the S1H. 6K would be nice, but do I really need it? I think I would rather have another lens in my hand, be able to have two nice expensive lenses than one and have 6K. So that's just me. 6K, I mean, cool, but I don't think it's necessary. So that's a huge reason why I'm kind of considering the S1 over the S1H. Also, the size, the S1H I've seen is a beast compared to the S1. S1 is much more manageable, smaller. It's less deep, so it's going to take up less room in your bag. It's lighter and smaller in basically every way. So as a travel filmmaker, photographer, I'm constantly on the move. I need a pretty small setup. That's why I do like the Sonys, is they're so small. But yeah, the S1H is just a beast, and I don't know if that size difference for me is worth the spec difference, because upgrading from the GH5 right here to the S1 is already going to be a huge upgrade. So to be able to have a camera that's still a decent size, only a little bit bigger than the GH5, I believe, is pretty clutch. Like I mentioned earlier, I've compared the GH5 and the A7 III on this channel before, but honestly, the S1 and the S1H don't even compare to the A7 III. I used to go back and forth between that and the GH5 all the time. Full frame, you get that smaller compact package with the A7 III as opposed to the GH5. But I mean, I don't know where the Sony would be better than even the S1 in any category, because the S1 is going to have better internal stabilization. We already all know that. It's probably more rugged. The user interface is going to be better than the Sony. And those are huge. I mean, that right there, those are huge things for me. It's going to have a better flip out. It's going to have a flip out screen, actually. Whereas the Sony doesn't have that. So if you're doing any vlogging, or even just you're trying to get a tall angle and then you pan down, you can't really do that with the Sony. And I'm in my room right now, guys. I'm going to invest in a little cool YouTube background here. I'm going to have some lights, maybe some shelves, lenses. Got this nice curtain going on here, block out the light. Can't see it, but I have the aperture 120D here. So it is a work in progress. Right now, I just have this little shelf with a camera and picture frame, and it's boring, but stay with me. Anyways, so that's mainly what I wanted to talk about today. I do have an announcement. The company that is kind of my side hustle, it's called Adventure Labs. It's an outdoor adventure kind of media outlet. We are currently giving away an Olympus EM5 Mark III. So I'm going to put the link to enter that giveaway in the description. Whenever we have a chance to give back and partner up with brands to be able to give up and coming creators a chance at making their dreams a reality, we jump on that. We don't make any money from these giveaways. It's just a way to partner with some awesome brands to bring you guys really cool gear and change someone's life. Essentially, the last two people who have won our giveaways, we gave away a A7 III for the last one. The guy who won it is currently out in New Zealand. Oh, absolutely killing it, shooting a ton of photos. And to see the impact that's had on his life, he told us, Seth, that it just rekindled his stoke for photography and videography. And I mean, I want to be able to do that for someone every day if possible, which is why I kind of want to keep making more YouTube videos, putting more effort into this. Obviously, I can't give away a camera every single day, but if I could, I would. But anyways, link is going to be down below if you want to enter the giveaway. It's an Olympus EM5 Mark III, as well as a Mega Gear, kind of like a tote messenger bag, super nice, made of leather, and then a Lume Cube kit, their professional kit or whatever. I think that's like $300. So that's pretty sweet to have a couple lights. You can have one on your camera and then, put one behind you as like a key light or something, or a fill light for that matter. But anyways, that's kind of all I have today. Just wanted to jump on here, say what's up, kind of learn by doing on this live thing. I've never done one before, and now I kind of understand the workflow. I want to get an actual camera, a nice setup. Right now I'm just using the webcam, so that's no bueno. But thank you for everyone who has subscribed to this channel thus far. I appreciate each and every one of you 3,000 people. I see this channel as just the beginning. It's hard for me to be consistent on here because, like I said, I'm running 2 full-time video production companies. I basically shoot and edit and plan and storyboard and talk with clients all day long. And then, to be able to come home and shoot a YouTube video, it's kind of tough because I'm already creatively and just mentally exhausted and drained. So I'm going to be setting up a new workflow going to 2020. I want to prioritize this, shoot my YouTube content in maybe the morning, and then, get to work because work's not important. Who cares? Pursue your passions, people. But anyways, I'm going to jump off here. If you were here this whole time, then you're awesome. You're rad. Lost for words. I appreciate you. There's only a few people here, but Riley, if you're still here, you're the man. Keep killing it. Let's catch up soon. But yeah, good luck if you guys enter the giveaway. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you later. Now I need to figure out how to end this thing because I've never done this before. Here we go. End stream. Peace out, guys. Oh, have not ended it yet. Thought I did. Anyways, thanks, Riley. Thanks, Ikmal. Sorry, I might have just butchered your name, but I tried. Appreciate it. I will keep going. Peace.